घंटी बजी स्कूल की, चलो स्कूल तुमको पुकारे, पल 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 रोशनी जो मिले.
Hello dear students, I Rajneesh Tyagi welcome to each and everyone, and as you all know that nowadays we are going for the online classes, and I hope that you all are good at your home. But similarly, today once again we will discuss about the chapter, the Rattrap seller, what is going to be continue with him, what he is looking for, and what will be the further incidents in the story. Be ready for that? Have a great day. Let's start the story. So let's the story begin, and as I told you day before yesterday and last 3 or 4 days, the condition and circumstances of the protagonist, what he is looking for right now, and finally he went in the iron mill and was a stranger for that person and was looking for a night to make himself warm. Let's the story begin now. What he is doing there. The tramp did not say anything either. He had not come there to talk, but only to warm himself and sleep. Because of that thing, the protagonist was not able to have the resources for himself to survive properly. That's why he was looking for a shelter at a night, and he went to this place only just because of that. He wanted to sleep and wanted to make himself warm, because I told you this is the time of the December, and at this month he was not having so many resources, so many things to protect himself. That's why he went to that side. In those days, the Ramsor iron mill was owned by a very prominent iron master. It was a story of this mill also, that it had a very great time. People used to talk about this mill, this iron mill, but nowadays it's not working so very well. Then the iron master, who is the owner right now of this iron mill, what is about him, whose greatest ambition was to ship out good iron to make market, and the present owner of this iron master or of this iron mill, he wanted to have a greatest business among the people in the society, and he wanted to sell the biggest amount of the iron in the market. It was a good thinking of being a good owner of the factory. He was both night and day to see that the work was done as well as possible, and he was a laborious person. He was not a person like where he's thinking about the destiny, he's thinking about the luck or fortune like that. No, he was a person who was dedicated to his work for all the day, for all the night, and that's why he expected from his hard working that one day definitely will be becoming a great successful businessman and a great person in the field of the business. That was the purpose, and that was the motto, and that was the kind of the dedication of that person. And did to see that the work was done as well as possible. And at this very moment, he came into the forge one had night's rounds of the inspection. Naturally, the first thing he saw was the tall ragamuffin who had eased his way to close the furnace that steam rose from the wet rags. Initially, that the iron master thought that the person who had come this time was a labor, was a person, was a part of this factory, but he was not. Means both the people were confused because they were not having any conversation with each other. That's why they were confused, but trying to guess something. The iron master did not follow the example of the blacksmith who had hardly denied to look at the stranger. He walked close up to him, looked him over very carefully, then tore off his slouch and to get a better view of his face. Then finally the iron master, he came to know that he must have realized, he must have recognized the person who had going to have a visit in that place. So that's why he decided to meet with him, and also wanted to know the identity of that person who's visiting right now here and there, and he's unknown to each and everyone and not having any identity there. That's why the iron master, he decided that he should definitely make a conversation with him and also try to know that who's a person is wandering right now here and there. He walked close up to him, looked him over very carefully. He went to close that person and was looking very carefully from up to down, down to up. Uh, you can understand whenever we have the first time a stranger in our society, we used to pay our attention to them, and we look strictly. Oh, someone is a new face for us. Like in the classroom, a student get the admission, so everybody in the classroom try to pay their attention to that particular new student. He walked closer, looked and over very carefully, then tore off his slouch to get. Yes, but of course, it is you, Nils Olaf, he said. How you do look. The man with the Rattraps had never before seen the Iron Master Remzo. It was also the first time for the Rattrap seller. He had never seen before the Iron Master out of that place. It was the first time for him also where he was going to meet with him. Not even know what his name was. Even they didn't know the name of each other. Truth Cellar, he did not know the name of that person, and the Iron Master also didn't know the name of that Rattrap Cellar. Both the people, both were the stranger for each other and were not having any identity. But it was the time where they were going to have a conversation with each other. He was an old acquaintance. He might perhaps throw him a couple of kroner. Therefore, he did not want to receive him all at once. Firstly, the Iron Master thought I should definitely throw 2 kroners to him. He used to look like a beggar, not looking so good and a handsome person. So he was thinking I should throw the 2 kroners for him. Maybe, perhaps he has come to this place to beg something. Yes, God knows things have gone downhill with me, he said. But the Rattrap seller said, God knows about me, the things and the destiny was not good with me. It was the part of the unauspiciousness. It was not the part of auspicious things for me. I was the unfortunate person according to that Rattrap seller. He was expressing like that. You should not have recognized, or you should not have resigned from the regiment, said the Iron Master. Iron Master thought he was the part of the regiment, and he was telling to him, you should not have resigned from the regiment. You should have continued your job there. That was the mistake. He said it was the blunder mistake of your life that you have resigned from that regiment. If only I had still been the service at the time, it never would have happened. If I could have joined the place of the regiment instead of you, so I did not supposed to go for this decisions just like you have given the decision to that regiment, because it was the biggest mistake for you, for your life that time. You should not have gone for this kind of the decision in your life like that, according to the Iron Master. Well, now of course you will come home with me, but you do not worry now, Rattrap seller. That was the words of the Iron Master. He said, you do not supposed to be worried now, just come with me and get the entry with me in my house, and you don't worry please. To go along with up the manor house and be received by the honor like an old regimental comrade. That how did not please the Tramp. They were behaving with each other like just like they were the great comrade for each other. Great comrade means a person who helps you in your bad time, who helps you in your in that time where you need someone to protect yourself. So it was the time for the Rattrap seller, because he was wandering here and there and was also remorseing himself because he didn't get any idea, any place to protect himself, and he was the person for him who was going to protect him after that stranger, because before that he deceived to that person where he has stolen the 30 kroners. But now secondly, he is also having a one more chance, and that Iron Master, he invited him to his home. No, I could not think of it, he said. looked quite alarmed. He thought of the 30 kroner. To go up to the manor house would be like throwing himself voluntarily into the iron den. He was thinking now when he came for this realization. Yes, exactly. It was my blunder mistake. I have stolen 30 kroners from his house. He was feeling like he is going to burn his body into the furnace because it was something bad. It was a kind of a sin, and he was remorsing himself. He only wanted a chance to sleep here in the fort and then sneak away the unconsciously as possible. Then Iron Master assumed that he felt embarrassed because of his miserable clothing, and because the Rattrap seller was thinking about that part of his life when he had stolen some amount of the money from someone, and Iron Master came to know that perhaps he's not feeling so good to get the entry at my home because he's not having a very good clothes. He's not looking so good. That shirt and the pant and the physical appearance of this person is not so good, not attractive. Also having a very long beard, looking very dirty. So he thought that perhaps he is not feeling good to get the entry at my home. He's embarrassing. Please don't think that I have such a fine home that you cannot show yourself there, he said. Elizabeth is dead, as you many already have heard. Everybody, you may have heard about it that Elizabeth is no more. She is dead. He said, Elizabeth is dead, as you may already have heard. My boys are abroad, and there is no one at home except my oldest daughter and myself. You do not supposed to be worried about the entry at my home. You please just don't worry. And my wife Elizabeth, she's no more right now, and my boys, they live abroad. And apart from them, in this house only my daughter and me, we are living here. So you just please don't worry, and don't be embarrassed. We were just saying that it was it was too bad we did not have any company for Christmas. Now come along with me and help us make the Christmas food disappear a little faster. And we were also planning for the Christmas party, but unfortunately we did not have any new guests. We did not have the guests at our home. We did not have the company with those people who were stranger for us, because on the Christmas party we love to welcome to all the people, and it is a very good time for us also because we are having the presence of yours here, and my daughter, she will be definitely happy to see you. And you just don't worry, and we will celebrate the Christmas party there, and we will have a very great fun. But the stranger said no, and again no, and the Iron Master saw that he must give in. But the stranger, means the Rattrap seller, was not feeling so good. He said, no, I'm unable to join that Christmas party, because he knew the situation and condition of himself, and also knew that he has done something wrong in his life. So that thing was going to capture his mind, his emotions, and was not going to able to make a good connection with those people who were going to invite him. So that was the thing for the Rattrap seller, who was not feeling so good right now. Even the great, wonderful invitations of that person. It looks as tough Captain won, and perhaps to stay with you tonight, he said to the master blacksmith, and turned on his heel. But he laughed at himself as he went away, and blacksmith, who knew him, understood very well that he had not said his last word. And the Iron Master was laughing himself, and Rattrap seller was also laughing himself, because he was going to invite him for the Christmas party, and was going to make him understand you should not feel any bad here. But both the stranger were going to laugh, and were not having any conversation. It was without words. It was the feeling. They were feeling for each other, but not going to have any discussion anymore. So it is the part of the story now, and it is going to be very crucial for you all the students also, because many questions raised in the examinations from this part of the story. So I believe, and I understand that we are having a very crucial time right now in our country. We should pray to God that everything will be okay. And I also believe that you, all the students, are going for the good activities at your home and doing great job there. I bless you all, and stay healthy, and just take care of the people of the society, take care of your home, and take care of yourself. You will have a great time. Just have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.